everybody, Mike Brumfield. This video is about proof of evolution. I want y'all to have fun. This is for kids. It's not for adults. I'm not going to change adults. This is scientific proof of evolution. And guess what? I have discovered 3 easy steps to prove evolution for yourself. Okay? We're about to get ready. The first step is look up definition. Ironically, I've been book signing for 10 years, and I find that very few people know the definition of evolution, and it's because religion says it isn't a fact. Today, miracles are going to happen. We're going to show you kids the way to prove for yourself if life is a product of evolution or creation, and it's easy. 3 easy steps. Number 1, look up the definition. When you look up that definition, you're going to see it's real simple. Evolution says that life happened by chance, and the reason that it doesn't agree with religion is because religion says there's a magic guy up in the sky that created all life. Now, number 2, they messed up. It should say, look at all life forms, not light, but look at all forms of life. Number 3, it's going to say, look for common features and clues to answer where they came from. Now what I have here is a chart that I've had blown up to show you, and I call it my evolution and creation chart. And what I have done is I've shown you that I noticed something 10 years ago when I started researching where life came from, and I noticed that all life looks the same except for us humans. And I didn't understand evolution because my parents tell me it isn't real. They believe in a magic guy up in the sky. So when I went to college, studied to be a lawyer, branched out into, I became a history major in college. That's my forte. But the bottom line is what I discovered is that all life looks the same except us humans, kids. And all you have to do is look for yourself. So I've given you 6 examples of there's 5 distinct groups of life: mammals, fowl, reptiles, snakes, etc. And what you discover is that they all look identical. Okay? We look different. Now, evolution is a scientific concept that was presented by Darwin in the 1800s. So this is killer. This is the best evidence. You won't have to ask your parents where everything came from. We have what we call the Big Bang Theory. The Big Bang Theory says that in the beginning, that there was a singularity point, one point in the universe that had all this matter in it, and it exploded. Hence the Big Bang Theory. Now check this out. This is beautiful, kids, because if there was one single point in the beginning and life evolved because of an explosion and a multiplication process, guess what? Then all life from it, by accident, should look the same. It came from one point, singularity point, and it gave life to multiple species that are one group. One group of dolphins, they all look the same. One army of ants, they all look the same. And this is good supporting evidence to understand that all life comes from, like this, bacteria. This is, to me, the best evidence. We can put bacteria in a dish, isolate one bacteria, and it will become 2, 4, 8, and it all looks the same. Now guess what? Us humans look different. We're still asking, do these people up in the sky exist? And logically, that's exactly where we've got to go if we want to survive as a species, because we just got struck by a meteor in Russia. It sent 1,600 people to the hospital. And if it would have been a meteor extinction event, guess what? The only survivors would have been people up in the sky in the space station. So, bottom line is, kids, this is not going to change your parents if they're religious. They're always going to tell you evolution is not a fact. So therefore, I'm giving you the evidence yourself to prove where everything come from, all species of life, and you're going to find that every species of life but humans, all species look the same. Now, bottom line, kids, this is for you. It's not for adults. This is not about changing people. This is about giving you the simple tools to understand evolution and prove it. It's a fact. All these species look the same. We can't ignore that. And guess what? Even though there's multiple ones, they're really just one species. And that's the point of the Big Bang Theory. In the beginning, there was just one point. One singularity point, smaller than an atom. Now, I want to wrap up this video by simply going over the definition one more time. Evolution, life happened by chance. It's a view, philosophy, that life happened by chance. Creation is religion's story, that a magic guy that's always existed up in the sky created us. They won't ever agree because they're two opposing views. Okay? Happened by chance, evolution. Guy in the sky creating us, okay? Like a scientist. Now, what I want to do for you all is give you evidence that it's possible that a human species evolved before our species ever existed, and they all look the same. Just like the dolphins, the ants, the eagles, the bacteria, the elk, and the geckos, okay? Now, if you don't think human life could have evolved that all look the same, then you go ahead and shut this video off, because I'm about to show you proof that your parents can't argue with. The Heads of Easter Island, an ancient mystery clearly showing that there was a human species before history ever began, but they all look the same. This is in the South Pacific. These are the Olmec gods of the Mexican people, and that's actually the Aztecs, the Olmecs. The Olmec are the oldest people in the Mexico Peninsula. Notice they all look the same, okay? Now what I've done is I've shown you a chart of skulls of human species, all that we've cataloged so far. And what you have is we have a missing link. And the missing link is a result of a missing skull growth from an ape-like skull with a large brow and a cranium that slopes backwards because they're quadrupeds, and they slowly became bipeds, walking on 2 feet. But our skull is the closest one here with the 2 little bars. The other one's Neanderthal man. And what you see clearly is that our skull is not a sloping back skull, but it's an upright, bulbous, big head skull. Now, the evidence speaks volumes to me because I'm neutral. I'm a scientist. I'm a seeker of evidence, like an archaeologist. And what I see very clearly here is the evidence that there is a human species that evolved, and they all look the same, and it happened by chance. There was no creator. They became creators of the missing link mystery and us, humans. We all look the same. So, kids, again, if you have religious parents, you're not going to change them. But from this day forward, you can always say, but Mom and Dad, why do we look different? Everything else looks the same. Mom and Dad, why don't you believe in evolution? And then you'll have the tools to find out what life is, whether it's a product of evolution or creation. And so, again, peace, love, harmony. Check it out, because this is the evolution revolution, baby. Peace.